Imagine that everything that you have accumulated throughout your life disappears in an instant, and you are left without a roof over your head and a livelihood. This is not intimidation, but the realities of today for millions of people who have fallen into the epicenter of cataclysms. It's time to unite and help each other. Now you will see what is happening in the world at the present time. A 5.7 magnitude earthquake struck Romania on February 14th. The earthquake occurred in the region of Oltenia in the southwest of the country and was also felt in Bucharest. After the earthquake, there were 2 repeated tremors of lesser strength. The shocks were felt even in the capital of Moldova, Chisinau. Fortunately, there were no reports of casualties or damage. 2. France was hit by the most powerful hurricane and hail in recent years. The capital suffered the most. The inhabitants of Paris heard loud peals of thunder. Then it began to rain from the sky. Hail began to fall and panic began. Golf ball-sized hailstones fell from the sky for half an hour and caused massive damage. After the hurricane, city services had to take a long time to remove fallen trees caused by crushing winds. Over the past couple of days, heavy snowfall has been observed in the Atarat region, Kazakhstan. A column of dozens of cars was trapped in snow. The cause of the traffic jam was a stuck car transporter. Trucks and cars lined up behind it. Road workers, with the help of special equipment, pulled the car transporter out of the snow captivity. They then managed to free over 60 cars. In Canada, due to a heavy snowstorm, the largest international airport in Toronto canceled hundreds of flights. Up to 70 centimeters of snow fell in the capital, which is a record figure for this region. Airport management especially in Vitoria, Comiso, and Modica. The storm hit the Ionian coast, causing damage between Letogani and Taormina. The Mazio promenade was flooded. Several families were evacuated from their houses along the Fiumara River during the night by civil protection forces. An emergency also arose in Palermo when, due to rain and wind, a large-leaved ficus collapsed between Viale del Magnoli and Viale Piemonte and crushed a car. A severe winter storm hit the U.S. state of Alaska. Over the past few weeks, About 2 meters of snow has fallen in Yakutat, causing power outages, damage to buildings, and school closures. The city usually has 4 snowplows on staff, but the crew is too small to handle the accumulating snow. It currently functions only as an emergency facility. The Alaska National Guard sent troops and vehicles to Yakutat by air to assist with emergency snow removal and building security. In the south of Malawi began the strongest flooding. The greatest damage was done to the city of Blantyre and its environs. Turbulent streams of water washed away everything in their path. People panicked. Many roads and bridges were damaged. The houses of many local residents were flooded, and people were left without a livelihood. The search and rescue team rescued 2 children who were nearly swept away by the water. Many people are listed as missing. Search and rescue work continues. In Turkey and Syria, survivors continue to be found under the rubble, which can be considered a real miracle, given that 48 hours after the earthquake, the chances of finding people alive are minimal. 2 women were pulled from the rubble in the city of Kahramanmaraş in the province of the same name, 9 days after the disaster. Now the focus of the authorities and rescuers has shifted to how to help those who survived. In the same Kahramanmaraş, which was at the epicenter of the earthquake, those who managed to escape live in a tent city, which was deployed at the city stadium. Most of the infrastructure in the city has been destroyed, and the main task of the authorities and doctors is to prevent the spread of diseases. There are only 6 toilets for the entire campground at the stadium in Kahramanmaraş. World Health Organization spokesman in Turkey Bader Berdiklichev warns that water shortages in the affected areas increase the risk of disease outbreaks. To avoid epidemics of cholera and typhoid fever, there is an urgent need to remove all debris, carry out cleaning and calcification, but this is not possible at the moment. Almost 500 avalanche sites are located in the east of Kazakhstan. This winter, the situation is complicated by heavy rainfall, which has not fallen in such quantities in the region for 10 years. On the mountain slopes, the height of the snow cover sometimes reaches more than 2 meters. Therefore, in the region, in the most dangerous 20 areas located along roads or near settlements, monitoring is constantly carried out. More than 250,000 cubic meters of snow have already been forced down from the slopes. Australian farmers are sounding the alarm. A growing kangaroo population is detrimental to crops and soil on the continent. Recently, the number of mammals has almost doubled, from 27 million to 50. This increase in animal population worries farmers. Scientists agree and confirm the damage that kangaroos cause to the continent is massive. To cope with the emerging problems, local hunters began shooting animals. The slopes of the Alps in the canton of Valais were covered with cacti instead of snow. Biologists say it's all because of climate change, and although cacti have been present in local nature since the end of the 18th century, when they were brought from North America, they did not appear on the slopes of the mountains before. The plants were held back by the cold. In some places, cacti have already occupied 30% of the low vegetation cover, according to authorities. The situation is similar in neighboring regions. Therefore, another problem appears: the threat to biodiversity.